controversy starting at about 4:15,
no,
4:30 p.m.
No.
It's on.
It's underway.
What did you make of his play, and what would you say to people who say it's the Jets? They stink.
Well, you can say both. I mean, you can say that he's done his job, certainly. I mean, he scored on every possession, virtually perfect throwing the ball. That's all true, but it's also true you're playing the Jets, who have allowed the most points in the NFL this year, have allowed the most average yards per snap this year. It's the worst defense in football. So you have to put it in context. But the fact is, I mean, he's come in and he's produced points every time he's had the ball so far.
He only missed his final pass, was incomplete. Other than that, he was perfect. So he's 14 of 15, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, not a pick to be found, and a rating of 158.3, Ray. That's pretty good football. Also, the accuracy, which, of course, leads to the completion percentage.
Yeah, and that's, that was one of the things that Minshew demonstrated in Jacksonville. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he's accurate in the intermediate area. And he showed you that today. I mean, throws the ball accurately, throws it on time. And I thought that the game plan that the Eagles came out with, the way and we've been calling for this for a couple of weeks, is you got to get Goddard in the game more. He's too good of a player to go through a game and only be getting a couple of targets. I mean, you got to use him in the offense more, and they sure did in this half. I mean, that little quick screen to the tight end is a very, very effective play. I mean, talk about it's the ultimate high percentage throw. I mean, it's about from me to you, but you get the ball in Goddard's hands and he makes something happen. 2
touchdowns for Dallas Goedert, 5 targets, 5 receptions for 98 yards. And now you start to wonder, is it Jalen Hurts or the play call that has kept the ball out of Dallas Goedert's hands for certainly last game, if not the games before that, because they managed to get it to him today?
Well, it's a different offensive concept now. The last 5 weeks now, they have really been a running team. So there haven't been that many passes to be distributed around the receiver core. And when you're running the ball out, your tight end's really a blocker, which Goddard is actually pretty good at. I mean, I don't think people really appreciate how good a blocker he is. He's very effective there. So when you go to a heavy run ratio, which they have been the last few weeks, he's going to be more of a blocker than a receiver. But today, clearly with Minshew in there, they decided they wanted to throw the ball more. And when they decided to open it up and spread the formation and start throwing the ball, then Goddard became more of a receiver. And you saw he can get open and he catches the football. And they got a couple of really good looks and a couple of really good coverage situations where they had him matched up against a linebacker. The first touchdown, he's matched up on C.J. Mosley, linebacker. C.J. Mosley's a good player, but he's really kind of a box player. You get him trying to run with Dallas Goedert 30 yards down the field, he's going to lose that every time.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want a balanced offensive attack, Minshew passed the ball 15 times or attempted 15 passes, and then they ran it 15 times, including 2 Minshew runs. I'd say that's pretty balanced. But let's talk some good things about the Philadelphia Eagles defense. All right, that's enough. Ray, people will – I see 24-18, Ray. They gave up 18 points. And Zach Wilson, the rookie quarterback, he hasn't had a touchdown pass all season in the first half. 2 in this first half. What gives?
I'll lay this one right on Jonathan Gannon. I don't understand his approach. I don't understand his play calling here. We said in the pregame show that Zach Wilson was the most ineffective first-half quarterback in the National Football League. Well, he's the most ineffective quarterback for overall. He ranks 34th in a 32-team league. That's not good. But the big thing was in the first half of games, he was just awful. He was such a slow starter. He didn't have a single touchdown pass in the first half of any of his 7 starts. And he was particularly ineffective when teams got pressure on him. In his percentage, his completion percentage under pressure when teams would send an extra rusher, 29% completions. And his quarterback efficiency rating was in the low 30s under pressure. So if you have that kind of history there, if you're a defensive coordinator, you got to tell your guys, man, we got to come after him right away. We got to bring pressure right away. He's a slow starter in games. He doesn't handle pressure well, so we're going to get on him right from the jump. And they did the opposite. I mean, can't understand. They sat back as they've been doing too much.
Zone defense most
playing
of the first
zone
half.
upon zone upon zone, and they give Zach Wilson all kinds of easy throws. The ball comes out, he's got guys open. The ball comes out of his hand real quick. He's standing in the pocket, cool as can be. And now all of a sudden, a guy who's been a lousy first half quarterback all year, now he's starting to feel a little confident. They're moving the ball, and they're scoring right with you, possession by possession. And the Eagles are lucky that the Jets don't have a kicker. They've left 2 points on the field. But if I have a question about the whole first half here, I'd like to talk to Jonathan Gannon and say, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Because your whole play calling and your whole design of what your defense did in the first half is the opposite of what Zach Wilson had shown up to this point.
And one of the first man-to-man calls they had was a sack on Zach Wilson. So it worked.
Yeah, because he held the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to is, he has – when you look at the metrics, the people that do the analytics in football, they break it down to how long guys, the average amount of time the ball's in a quarterback's hands. And Wilson has been, prior to today, the slowest delivering quarterback in the NFL. He's held the ball average 3.1 seconds, which in today's NFL is a long time. Most everybody else is in the 2s, some in the 1s. He's been holding it 3.1 times, which is a big part of his problem. Well, today, not in the first half of this game because the Eagles have given him so many easy throws. And that's not really about him. That's really about the kind of defense that Jonathan Gannon's running. I want to see in the second half if they adjust it and come out, play a little bit more pressure, play a little tighter on the outside, and make him come off that first look and make him work for these completions. I think they have to because, look, they're ahead in this game, but they've let the Jets' offense get way too comfortable.
That's going to do it for Nissan In-Game Live, 24-18, the Eagles lead. Reminder after the third quarter, Seth Joyner was with his thoughts on all of our social media. You'll want to catch that. And then when the clock hits 0 on NBC Sports Philadelphia, we'll be talking about a big Eagles win, to be sure, and let the controversy begin. We'll see you at Post Game Live.